Hey guys, it's Syndicate here, and today I have some screenshots, not gameplay. If you want to see the actual full trailer of the gameplay I'm going to talk about, the link's in the description. It'll be the first link there. So if you want to go and watch that straight away, then come back to this, then by all means do, because then you can share your opinion on it. But what I'm going to talk about today is the new gameplay that's been released from Moon that was actually on Inside Xbox. I'm not allowed to actually upload the full content gameplay, because it's an embargo between Inside Xbox and Treyarch for them to have the footage, but we're allowed to obviously take the screenshots from it and upload it, obviously not the full content. So here we go. First thing to point out, obviously this sleight of hand machine in the corner, but an interesting thing about it, the power's on. And another interesting thing is, these guys might have 3,000 points each, almost, well, 2,000, except from one, but they've all got the starting pistol. Down the other guy, you might be like, oh, we can't see him. Trust me, he does have the starting pistol if you watch the video. So, have they actually started here, Groom Lake? And you might be like, how do you know it's Groom Lake? There's a big poster behind them, actually, that you'll see later on in the screenshot saying Groom Lake. Actually, you'll see it now. Ta-da! With the magic of video editing, as you can see in the background, there is like a poster hung up saying Groom Lake. You might be like, oh, that doesn't prove anything, but it could be right, it could be wrong. But we do know from coordinates that we get from Shinonima that they've actually got the 115 element from Groom Lake. They have a large supply, and this is probably how they're doing it, from using this teleporter to get from here to the moon to transport the actual element itself. So is this going to be like another mix as well to do with other maps, in which we talk about how that sleight of hand right there, not Juggernaut how we saw in the last gameplay. So like Shangri-La played out, you could either be, your one perk machine could be something one game, then the next game it could be something different. It's usually Juggernaut and sleight of hand swap around, and then the other four perks, they swap accordingly, between them four, because they're not majorly the important perks. Juggernaut and sleight of hand are. Quick revive is probably also always going to stay in the same place. We've seen it in most of the gameplays in the same place, which that you'd say is the starting room. But then again, these guys are here on a really early round. So it's dead odd. Plus the power's on whilst they're here at such an early round, as whereas we've seen in other gameplays, they're at more of a higher round to get the power switch on, because it's not like a super fast job. But like I was saying, it might be a vertic job where you can spawn in two places. Like if you'd start the game one time, you'd start on one side of the door. If you've never played it before, you won't really know. Go and have a look at some starting gameplay maybe. And you'll see like you can either spawn on one side of the door or the other side of the door, or if you spawn like playing multiplayer, two of you spawn on one side and two of you spawn on the other side of the door. So there's two different starting points. Then you've got to make it to the power to open the door, and then you can become one united team and like make one big loop around the map. So could you possibly spawn here at Groom Lake, or could you possibly spawn on the moon each time you start new games? It's going to mix it up a bit. I don't know, but I would happily start on Groom Lake, because we've always wanted to play here. We've always wanted to play on the moon, but I'd prefer to play on Groom Lake. Okay, so next up, when the actual people are teleported from there, where they're actually at, they get teleported to here straight away, and for some reason, they're given a timer. So is this going to be like a new leaderboard setting thing you can do? You can set how long you survived at Groom Lake for, so it's another set of leaderboards. So you've got leaderboards for, like your zombie score, and then you've got a leader for your actual wave score that you got to. And is there going to be a leaderboard for how long you survived in Groom Lake for? So say the first time you're actually down there with no weapons, you survived like these guys did, 1 minute 37, so nearly elite if they would have looks like 30-37 but without a 3 obviously. But it's going to be like maybe another set of leaderboards to make it more challenging for you and your friends or whatever. But what happens if all the other guys actually teleport up and you get stuck behind? Because we'll see now as well, the gate comes up apparently. We don't know whether as soon as they teleport it comes up, but by the looks of things it goes up, so you can't actually just keep rate training on the spot. So maybe the gate comes down, which means the teleport is ready. When you're all stood on it, you can hold X to activate it, or maybe you just get it's randomly activated straight away. So you've only got a chance to get on it, and if you miss it, you're stuck there for however long the duration until it's ready again. The cage round is always kind of a good thing as well, because it kind of stops rape training up on the top here. So maybe if it is a trigger activated thing, when the cage goes down, you could actually trigger it straight away, and it could like start a countdown to actually teleport you maybe. Now something I want to point out here is this hole in the floor. From what we've seen, it's maybe like some airlock system that you can just simply drop through and you'll come out below where the musical teddy bear is and the Olympia is on the left. So it might just be a link with the starting room, because the Olympia is usually in the starting room. But the weird thing is like, I think this has been put here to stop rape training, because this is like, you could run a perfect circle all around here. Yeah, the zombies could spawn in from different locations, but if that hole weren't there in the floor, it does seem like a really wide space you can run a rape train. And plus with the space zombies, it's making it more difficult to rape train anyway. But when you actually see the gameplay, when you see it or you do watch it, you notice like this is a really good area to rape train. It's a really big, it is a genuinely big area, but they've put that in the floor there, and my guess is they've put that exactly there to stop rape training and make it more difficult. You could probably jump over it with your spacesuit on, But I'm guessing it's so you can't just like you have to go down that small pathway to the side of it, not go straight through the middle of it. So maybe it's going to be a lot tougher to raid train, but I'm sure we'll find a place. Okay, so let's get hacking, guys. We know it's an achievement to hack something, but what we're going to see now is look at this guy's D-pad. You can actually see up on the D-pad he has the hacking device. And where did he just get the hacking device from? On the table to the right of him, because he already had it. He's obviously picked it up there off the table. Whether it's there every single time, we don't know, because in zombies everything changes around. But as you can see there, it says hold X to trade equipment for hacker. So your equipment is probably going to be just the mask that we've seen you can get. Maybe you don't have to purchase the mask because it's there in front of you. Then again, to purchase a gun off the wall if you've already bought it is there. But maybe you don't have to purchase the mask. Like once you've got rid of it, you can simply pick it back up again, or you have to purchase it first time and then you can re-get it again and again and again. But say if you haven't got the hacker, do you have to then go and get the mask? So basically stopping you from going outside, you've got to work your way all the way through the inside, go and get a mask again. You'll then lose the hacker equipment. But what will happen to the hacker equipment? Will it respawn there again? Will it always be there for all your teammates to take? We're not quite sure. But then again, what does hacking even do? But don't fear, I can tell you what hacking does straight away. You can hack a gun on the wall, you know. How much weirder can this get? We're all like, hacking device, okay, we're going to have to hack some terminals, maybe do something for an Easter egg. But no, you know, you'll just have to hack a gun off the wall. And the weirdest thing possible happens. When you hack a gun off the wall, maybe you'd probably take it off the wall and it'd disappear. But no, zombies like to flip our heads upside down, so they went ahead and flipped the weapon upside down. Not even joking with you right now. Once you've hacked it, you'll actually, like, drain what seems to be the power of it being on the wall, put it into this little capsule that you've got, and then put it into your hacking device. And what would you do with this hacked gun that you've just got off the wall? Are you going to go back to Groom Lake? Maybe you can plant it on the wall there, you know, so when you actually do stay there, you can stay there for a lot longer. This is just like the first theory that I've had, because I was thinking, what could you hack a weapon for? Do you have to sacrifice a weapon off the wall? So like, I'd sacrifice the M14 if I had to lose one, or the Olympia, even though they're awesome guns pack-a-punched. I lied then. But wouldn't you rather sacrifice them, or do you actually have to sacrifice that gun in general? Do you have to sacrifice all the guns? But my idea or thoughts behind it is, and like the only real explanation I can give for it now is, you'd have to hack it, that you could take it with you, then take the teleporter, go to Groom Lake, and then you can hack it onto the wall, you know, so you take out your capsule, you then spend the time putting it on the wall, so every time you go back to there, you can actually spend some sort of chance staying down there for a longer score round. So, you know, you'd go and buy like the M16 off the wall, the MP40, if the MP40 is available to buy off the wall, you know, you just go there and put it back on. So it gives you more of a chance to set a higher score whilst you're actually there. So if you wanted a certain gun pack-a-punch weapon, so you could buy a special ammo off the wall, sorry, you just simply hack it off the wall, go and take it there, and then you last longer there. That's all I'm going to say for it. You never know, I could be wrong, and I am probably wrong, but you know, if you have to say something now, that's what I'd probably say. Okay, time to flip your head upside down a little bit more, you know, just to push you over the edge for this possible maybe last map pack, which I don't think it is. I think it's going to be a new zombie game, either a separate zombie game, fingers crossed, or a new game with zombies in it again for more DLC. But right, okay, so you can see a ray gun there, you know, just firing away, but it's time to mess with your head. No one's holding the ray gun. The ray gun's actually spinning in 360 circles, spraying like crazy. Why has it done that? It just randomly pops out the ground. Now, is this something to do with the Easter egg? Like, once you've actually done it, you know, it'll randomly pop out the ground in this area and help you out? Or do you have to do something to activate it? Can you pay to activate it? Do you have to sacrifice your weapons for it to actually happen or to work? We don't have a clue. It's just a random ray gun firing out the ground. There is no other clues to point out what the hell it's doing. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. But from the moment it starts shooting, it doesn't seem to stay there for a long time. It just seems to pop up, start firing, and then simply goes away straight away. So it's really, really strange, because it just like comes from the ground, like we've actually seen. If you've ever played World at War and done the Easter egg, you could simply do it and get a ray gun on the actual campaign, which was so awesome. So maybe it's something to do with that. And that was actually a huge clue to Shangri-La, because there was actually like Aztec statues that came out of the ground, like we've seen in Shangri-La. And holding ray guns in the mouth, you can simply pick the ray gun up out of the mouth and use it. So that'd be awesome to see if you could, you know, raise a statue out of the ground and actually get a ray gun from it. But it was like the rare chance. So, you know, say if you actually saw it in front of you, raise out the ground, or there was like a sequence of events you had to do to get it to raise out the ground and go and get it for free. That'd be super cool. But again, like, I have no clue about this. Honestly, I don't. It would just be awesome to see if you could pay for the turret to be a ray gun popping out the ground. But it doesn't seem to stay there for too long. Possibly like a few seconds, and that's that. Okay, so we know Mr. Cuddles is back. Oh, what is known as Samantha's teddy bear. He's back again. He's absolutely everywhere, but this time he's going old school with the spaceman helmet. And this is going to be pretty awesome. We know we've got Easter egg songs. There's been an Easter egg song in almost every zombie map, which has been awesome. They've even put one in the Verks map where you shoot it for the Black Ops version, and it just starts playing a random sequence of songs for like a set amount of time, which is pretty cool. But we know we've got the teddy bears back, and I think this is a clue for us to know like straight away what it is. Hopefully, it's really hard to find. Now, I know this might sound weird, but the Easter egg song is like one of the easiest Easter eggs to completely do. You know, to get the music active. There's always been three. This has been the thing, like either three rocks, three meteors. But hopefully now the teddy bear's back finally. Unless we actually have to use the teddy bear to do something to interact with Samantha. Now, if you don't know who Samantha is, don't worry. She's like the evil girl who pisses us all off. But then again, she's absolutely awesome because zombies wouldn't be here otherwise. But hopefully it's super hard to find the music Easter egg and it makes it a bit more of a challenge. And yeah, it would be good to see if there was more than three and it was actually something to do with the major Easter egg, which you'll see towards the end of the video. Instead of it just being the music, I'd like that. That'd be pretty cool. Now, from the gameplay trailer, we actually saw like a few scenes where nothing really seemed to be going on. As here's like one of the scenes, but I want to point out something really like odd, and it might be nothing whatsoever. But if you just have a look there on the right, you can actually see like a dial pad that's just randomly stuck on the wall. That it looked green at the moment. It could be like red. It might just be the way I've got the image, but it does look green. It might be one of them things where on 5 you'd have to activate it, like go up to it, hold X, and activate the sequence to actually get to the pack-a-punch machine. So maybe we have to like the leaked information said we have to run all the way around the map, flick 10 switches like that to be able to go to the pack-a-punch machine. So maybe we do actually start there. And a cool little thing is we know there's actually a weapon drop. So from when you kill the zombies, you can actually get a weapon drop. As we've seen, you can get dropped to Spaz 12 that we've seen. So maybe whilst you're actually down there, you've got the opportunity to try and get a weapon from a zombie. Then you can pack-a-punch it whilst you're down there, last a little bit longer, and then come back up. And then if you want to go back down, you've just got to flick the switches to go back down. Simple as. So guys, that's been the main points I wanted to show you from the gameplay trailer that was just released from Inside Xbox. Here I'm going to leave you with the big Easter egg triangle that we've all seen. That looks absolutely crazy, and I want to leave you see your guys' comments and ideas about it. It looks absolutely insanely cool. If you do want to see the full trailer, then a link will be in the description. Be sure to go and check that out, guys. And if you are super pumped for the new map pack, then be sure to like and favourite this video. It really helps. And subscribe to see Moon gameplay when it's released on the 23rd. Peace out.